You don't walk into power, you manufacture it. And if you get it wrong, you don't just lose, you disappear. You're 18, your father is dead, and instead of inheriting a throne, you inherit a trap. Your husband is your brother. He's 10, too young to rule, too weak to lead, but the men around him aren't. So this isn't a partnership, it's a countdown. Within months, you're erased, exiled from your own kingdom, with no army, no allies, no power. Most people would panic. You don't. And that's exactly what makes you dangerous. You disappear, not to survive, but to prepare. And then Rome arrives, and everything changes. You're wrapped inside a carpet, tight enough that you can't move, barely able to breathe. Your lungs burn. Your heart pounds loud enough to betray you. Outside are Roman soldiers and your brother's men. If they open this, you're dead. You feel yourself lifted, handled like cargo, dragged across stone floors, carried past checkpoints where one wrong movement ends everything. Every second brings you closer to power or execution. Then suddenly, you're dropped onto cold marble. The carpet unrolls. Light floods in, and you're staring up at Julius Caesar. The room freezes, because no one planned this, except you. I need to speak with you, not a request, a statement. That moment isn't courage, it's calculation. Power doesn't respect desperation. It respects certainty. It wasn't your beauty. That's just the easier story people like to tell. The truth is, you were precise. You spoke his language fluently, dominate a room without raising your voice. Within days, you're back in the palace, not safe, but positioned. Within weeks, loyalties shift. Lines are redrawn. Within months, your enemies begin to disappear. Your brother resists, raises an army, starts a war. He doesn't. He flees, panics, attempts to escape by sea, and drowns, wearing gold armor. Heavy, decorative, useless. That's the difference between appearance and power. Now you're back, but not alone. You're tied to Caesar, and that's your advantage until it isn't, because borrowed power is always at risk. Caesar is assassinated, brutally, publicly, 23 wounds, gone in minutes. And just like that, everything protecting you disappears. This is where most people collapse. You don't. You pivot immediately. Because power isn't something you hold, it's something you move. Enter Mark Antony. Different man, different mind. Same opportunity, but this time you arrive like a statement. Your ship cuts through the water, purple sails moving slowly, deliberately. People gather, not because they were told to, but because they're pulled in. By the time you step off, you've already won. Antony watches, and in that moment, he's not the powerful one anymore. That's the shift. You don't chase power, you make it come to you. But this isn't love, it's leverage. Every conversation is strategic, every move measured, every emotion controlled or performed. That famous story, dissolving a priceless pearl and drinking it, people call it insane. It's not, it's messaging. I can destroy wealth and still have more. That's not about money. It's dominance, and people follow dominance, even when they don't understand it. But no one stays on top forever, not even you. One decision is all it takes. A battle where everything depends on timing, and you miscalculate. You retreat too early, everything collapses, your fleet scatters, your army breaks, your control disappears. Power doesn't fade, it drops instantly. Now you're running, not ruling. And waiting for you is Octavian. He's different, cold, patient, relentless. He doesn't want you dead. He wants you seen, in chains, in Rome, displayed as a warning. Everything you built, reduced to a spectacle. And that's something you refuse to become. So you make one final move, not emotional, not desperate, precise. You prepare your ending the same way you built your power, your appearance, your setting, your message. Because even now, you're controlling the narrative. You choose your ending on your terms, and just like that, it's over. But what lingers isn't your death or your relationships, it's the method. 2,000 years later, People still say your name, but they simplify you. They call you seductive, dramatic, emotional. You weren't just powerful, you were calculated. And that's harder to accept because it means power isn't luck or fate. It's built, engineered, controlled. And if you don't understand that, you don't lose power, you never had it.